Want to go to college but don't know how you're going to pay for it? Keep watching for some scholarships and grants available to everyone, and some specifically for non-traditional students. Use these tools to pay for college so you don't have to spend your future paying for your past. And stay tuned to the end to find some resources specifically for scholarships that you've probably never heard of. I'll even share my wife's story about going back to college and how it worked out for us, so stay tuned. Feel free to check out my resources and recommendations in the description of this video, and if you really want more videos on scholarships, paying for college, or just building wealth in general, then consider subscribing to the channel. And as always, there's timestamps so you can skip right to the parts of the video that matter to you the most and stop wasting your time watching the parts that don't. So jumping right in, one of the things that you can do to pay for college is to get grants. Now, grants are a fantastic way to pay for college because just like scholarships, you don't have to pay a grant back. It's free money that you get to use and don't have any sort of debt or interest rate. You don't have to pay any of it back. However, it is based on finances and financial need, and it's not strictly based on merit. So here's the deal, you don't age out of qualifying for certain grants. So the Pell Grant, for example, you can win at any age as long as you meet the financial requirements. That's why it's important to fill out your FAFSA application. Filling out your FAFSA application with the United States government will tell the government what your financial situation is and determine whether or not you qualify, whether or not you make too much or don't make enough. The nice thing about going back as a non-traditional student, if that's you, is that you likely are no longer including your parents' income on your FAFSA. So if you're now an independent as far as taxes go, then you're only using your income, which makes it more likely that you'll qualify for some grants. And you may even be awarded grant money from the school that you're applying to directly. When I went to college, I didn't qualify for any grants from the federal government, but there were grants offered to me from the school themselves. So again, file the FAFSA, that information goes to the school, and you may qualify for grants directly from the institution you plan to attend school at. Alright, and the most common way that people think about paying for college often is with scholarships. So here's the benefit of scholarships as well, that you don't have to pay the money back. Now when you're a non-traditional student going back to school, a lot of scholarships specifically for you are tied to a specific location. That's either a location meaning that you live in a certain place, like you're from a certain state, or it means that you're going to attend college within a certain state. So it's like if you're going to go to college in Ohio, then there's scholarships available for people attending college in Ohio. Or if you grew up in Alabama, then there's scholarships for you from Alabama. In order to get those scholarships, you just have to search with specific criteria. If you're all about winning grants and scholarships to pay for college, go ahead and smash that like button. And I also want to bring up that you can use this criteria for scholarships that's location specific to determine where you intend to go to college, because there might be more scholarship opportunities, say if you were attending a college in Massachusetts than maybe another state. And I couldn't possibly go over all of the scholarship examples available to people because of the specific city and state criteria. So just go on to Google and search, scholarship opportunities for students attending college in, and pick a state, or people who went to high school in, and pick a state. And then you'll be able to find scholarships for non-traditional students. And another place to look for scholarships is from your work, your place of employment, or your parents' work. Sometimes offer scholarships to either them as the employee or their children, or sometimes their parents. And sometimes your parents or grandparents don't even have to still be working. They could be retired, but because they worked there, they qualify, and you qualify to apply for scholarships from that employer. So definitely look into where you work and where your parents have worked for scholarship opportunities. In addition to scholarship opportunities though, this goes into our next point, there's something called tuition reimbursement. This typically also is coming from your employer wherever you work, be it part-time or full-time, it depends on the different employer. Now, if your employer doesn't offer tuition reimbursement, you can always consider applying for a different job with another company that does. Put in the comments if you'd be willing to change careers and change jobs so that you could have free college. Basically, the way that tuition reimbursement works is you would have to pay up front for the tuition, whatever it is, and then typically based off of your grades, there's a certain percentage that your company will pay back. So let's say you make all A's, you get a 4.0, the company will reimburse 100%. Let's say you made a B in a certain class, maybe they'd only reimburse 90% or 80%. And if you made a C, they would only reimburse 75% or 60%. And anything lower than a C, they won't reimburse at all. So your reimbursement is not automatic, it depends on your performance in your classes. So keep that in mind, but it's still better to have 90% of a class paid for than 0%. So definitely look into these tuition reimbursement opportunities. And again, you can just go to Google and search, or if obviously it's your company, you can search specifically by your HR department within your company. But if you're looking at maybe working somewhere else, just Google search, tuition reimbursement companies. and then you'll just see different companies come up and see if any of those are in your area that are hiring. Maybe it's worth switching companies so that you don't have to pay for college. And with tuition reimbursement, there's usually a criteria that you continue to work for the company a certain number of years after finishing either the classes or the degree program entirely that you're having them help pay for, which makes total sense. They're paying for you to go to college to earn a degree. They want you to then use that information and knowledge that you learned to benefit them as a company. So it makes sense that they would require this, but just go in understanding what the criteria is if you have to work for 6 months, a year, 5 years, whatever it is, but know what the criteria is before you start the program so that you don't end up leaving the company and then having to pay them back that reimbursement because you didn't fulfill the requirements on your end to stay working with them. So just be aware of all that stuff. And that actually leads into the next part of the conversation before we do the screen mirror of actual scholarships that we're going to do in a minute. It's important for you to sit down and have a serious conversation with somebody that you trust, or sit down with yourself and write down some notes and really ask yourself, why are you wanting to go back to college? What is the goal? What is the intended function and purpose of this? I've talked to many people who are in grad school going, hey, you got any advice for somebody to pay for student loans for graduate education for my master's degree? And I'm like, well, what did you get your master's degree in? And they're like, oh, I got it in marketing. And I'm like, cool, so what was your plan? And they're like, well, I think I'm probably gonna leave my job that I'm in now, someday and pursue something else maybe. And I'm like, maybe? You might leave your job? Like, why did you start the college degree in the first place if you didn't have a plan for how you wanted to use it? Definitely don't go to college just because you feel like it'll make me a more competitive candidate. Yes, but you need to be specific, because there's so many different career opportunities and there's so many different college degrees that you can get. You might get a college degree and spend thousands of dollars, tens of thousands of dollars earning this degree, and then realize, oh, actually I want to do this, which requires this other degree, and I didn't get that degree. So basically this whole degree was a waste of money. All right, you don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. So have a very specific plan and reason why you're getting the degree, the specific degree you want to get. Why do you want to get it? What's it going to do for your career path? And if you can't answer those questions, put the brakes on going back to college for now, because you have more planning to do before you just say, well, I just feel like I need a degree to be competitive in the workplace. That's too generic. That's not a good reason to pay tens of thousands of dollars to go back to college, all right? Don't do that. Now, you may find actually that an opportunity for work exists that doesn't require you to go back to college at all, and may not even require any college if you don't have a degree. There's plenty of job opportunities, trade opportunities that exist where you don't even need to go back to college to make a livable wage. Definitely some of these trades still might require 2-year degrees instead of 4-year degrees, or they might require an apprenticeship, something that you do, but you actually get paid while you learn the job. So totally worth it. Now, I told you earlier that I was going to tell you my wife's story when we were thinking about her going back to college. Now, here was what we encountered. We went through a whole plan of, well, this is the job that I eventually want, and here's the path to get there in the career field, and here's the degrees that I need to get in order to get there. It was a whole thing, basically required her to not only get a bachelor's degree, but she would eventually need to get a master's degree, and she would have to work for a couple years in this and then go to that. And total, it was going to cost about like $70,000. Like, granted, we were going to try to find scholarships and find opportunities, but the total bill was like $70,000 for her to finish not only a bachelor's degree, but also a master's degree. And we were really trying to figure this out. Well, then my wife ended up getting in contact with one of my good friends from high school who wrote a book. This book that's linked in the description contains a ton of information about how you can take your personality, your gifts, your abilities, your education, your experience, put all those pieces together to figure out how you uniquely fit into a specific work environment that you can thrive in. And often, this doesn't require any additional college degree. It's just putting the pieces together. And that allowed her to realize that the career path we had laid out that was going to cost us 70 grand in tuition and expenses for college, that was the wrong direction. We didn't know that because we thought that was a good plan, but once we actually took this course, it really clarified all of the things that we didn't necessarily know about her, which was interesting. And so again, I have this book linked in the description, Unstoppable by Tracy Timm. You can check that out in the description. It could potentially help you discover a career path for you that doesn't require any further college or any further education. You have everything that you need. You just need to put all the puzzle pieces together, and that's what this content does. So definitely look into that to save yourself tens of thousands of dollars in a college education that you never needed in the first place. But if after reading the book you do discover that you still need a college degree or another degree in order to get to the career path that you desire, then here are a few scholarship opportunities that could be available for you if you meet the requirements. And I found them on a website that I had never seen before, never heard of before, but I think it's a really, really cool resource. I'm going to screen mirror my screen to show you 2 scholarships available from bold.org. Alright, so this first one here is called the Little Bundle Supermom Scholarship College Award. Now it's called College Award because, as we'll see here in a second, there's also an award available for high school students, but I want to show you this. It's, first of all, it's $2,000 and it's awarded one winner every 6 months. So if you don't win this one, obviously the current deadline is June 30th of 2021, but if you missed that one, it's available again in 6 months. So just keep looking for the next one. But down here we'll look at it says, at Little Bundle, we know being a new mom isn't a walk in the park. The Little Bundle Supermom Scholarship focusing on supporting single moms, children of single moms, or people whose lives have been impacted in positive ways by single moms. Put simply, the Little Bundle Supermom Scholarship is a student scholarship designed to support single mothers and those who support them and benefit from their love. So while it's called a scholarship for moms, it also applies to people who are children of single moms or who just have been impacted by single moms. So you can qualify for this scholarship if you're not specifically a single mom. And in addition to winning the scholarship money, this says scholarship winners will also receive a year of free, high-quality, organic baby formula from Little Bundle. So they give you a year's worth of formula, which as a dad, I can tell you that formula can add up. It can be pretty pricey. So this is a pretty cool scholarship as well. Down here, it says basically, if you're a single mother in school, how do you juggle caring for your little one with pursuing a degree and everything else you do? How do you make ends meet financially? Have you thought about dropping out? What keeps you motivated to complete your degree? What do you find most challenging about the experience? What do you find most rewarding about the experience? What are your favorite moments with your little one? If you're the child or loved one of a single mother, how has this changed your life? What is your relationship to them, and how does having a single mother or being close to a single mother affect your day-to-day and the way that you think about your future? We want to hear all your dreams. Where do you see yourself in the future? What is your dream career? What are you doing right now and how to get there? How would winning the scholarship help achieve your goals? And this again, down here, 500 to 1,000 words. So if you are yourself a single mother, or you are a child of a single mother, or you know a single mother and they have impacted your life, then this is a scholarship that you can apply for to get $2,000. And again, if you miss this deadline, just hit the next one. Every 6 months it comes up and it's available. So this is a really cool scholarship opportunity. And ta-da! Little Bundle Super Dad Scholarship College Award. What do you think that one's about? It's the same, except they acknowledge that there are dads out there too. And I love that, because so many times the single dads as a demographic kind of get missed in all of these different opportunities, and it's just as hard being a single dad as it is being a single mom. So I thought that was cool that they had a scholarship for both. And again here, support single dads, children of single dads, and those whose lives have been positively impacted by single dads. Same sort of mission and everything else. And down here, similar. In your application for Super Dad, we want to know how you do it. We want to hear all the challenges you face while juggling fatherhood, etc., etc. So you can read this. It's similar to the other one, but just read through this if you're a single dad, a child of a single dad, or if you are just in close contact with a single dad, and you can talk about how they have impacted your life. And again, you can win, ta-da, $2,000. Oh, and I wanted to show you guys this, that they put the previous winner application down here. So you can see this basically an example of somebody who won, to help inform you of what kind of things they're looking for in the application so that you can have a better application for yourself. Every 6 months, this one's available, and it is due currently on June 30th of 2021, but if you miss it, there will be another one coming up in 6 months. And if after all that you're still with me in this video, then I would recommend possibility of joining a non-traditional student organization. There's one called ANTSHE. That's the Association for Non-Traditional Students in Higher Education. Now there is a $35 membership fee to join, but not only does it give you access to apply for their scholarships that they offer, but it also provides community and resources specific to somebody who is a non-traditional student. So definitely looking at joining a non-traditional student organization can be beneficial beyond the opportunity for scholarships, just because of the community that it can provide, because being a non-traditional student can be a challenge. And these people understand those challenges unique to your situation because they're doing the same thing. Again, if you're committed to getting as much money as possible, don't rule out joining a non-traditional student organization. And if you enjoyed this video, or if you have any future content ideas that you would like me to consider creating, then put that in the comments. And if you're interested in more videos on scholarships, paying for college, and even just building wealth in general, then consider subscribing to the channel. Please check out my other video here. You can look at my scholarship playlist there, or head to the channel and find specifically the videos that are going to be right for you. You can pay for college without student loans, so stay empowered and we'll see you next time.